Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 68, recorded in the DeFont Leroy Recording Studios in Cranston, Rhode Island, and Sarasota, Florida. I'm Mike down in Florida, joined by my cousin and co-host Gary in Rhode Island. Good evening, Gary.
What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad. What's new in your neck of the woods?
Not much.
How's your knee?
It's bad.
Still bad? Hasn't got any better?
Oh, it's bad. Look what I had to get today. Had to get crutches.
Oh, boy.
Yep, can't walk.
Just the gout got you, huh?
Yeah, got it in the knee.
That's not good.
No.
And it's just staying bad? It's not like reducing?
Yeah, I'm on my meds. It's going down a little bit, but it's still swollen. I can't put weight on it.
That's unfortunate.
You've never had it, have you?
No.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't sound very fun. Well, you had it bad for the member guest. You were like 3 weeks before, right? It was bothering you?
Yeah.
And there's nothing you could do. It's not like walking it off like other things like you.
No. There's nothing you can do.
You just got to wait.
Yeah.
Is that the worst spot to get it, your knee?
Yes.
I know that's the worst.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
That's bad. The elbow's bad. And then the toe's like where the rookies get it.
Mm-hmm.
The rookies who get it for the first few times and, so much pain. Oh, it hurts so much. Yeah.
You're saying that's like stolen valor gout if you get it in the toes?
Yeah.
It's not much there. Okay.
No.
I gotcha.
No, you can still hobble around.
Right, that's true. Down for the count. Well, Mike, we have a guest this week. Why don't you introduce our guest? Yeah.
We have Rob joining us up in Canada.
What's up, Rob?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Did you guys start deer hunting up there?
It has started.
You do all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, it started already.
Ice fishing.
Yeah.
Not quite.
And now you don't have any ice on the ponds yet?
No, not quite. Not till about January, February.
January, February?
Oh, yeah.
So where are you, closer like to Toronto or something?
So Hamilton, we're about 20 miles from Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay. So you're not like Winnipeg where it starts freezing in September.
No, we're pretty south. I mean, sometimes we don't get any snow at all. So yeah, it stays warm sometimes, or we get hit really bad. Depends on the year.
Just you don't like that, Mike, do you?
What, that cold weather?
No, ice fishing. That wasn't.
Nope.
Didn't you get dragged out to that a time or two?
I never went. No, they
okay.
told me that I had to embrace winters, which I don't understand what that means. But no, I did not.
No, that sounds like the worst experience. Like, I don't like to fish anyway, but ice fishing, it's just a hole in the ground. You sit in a little shack.
Yep.
It's warm in there.
Yeah, but still, it sounds miserable. You know where else it's warm? In your house, and you're not stuck in a shack.
That's a good point. But I think like their selling point is that they get to go in the shack and just drink beer and not get yelled at by their wives. Like they've put me through all the selling points. It still wasn't enough to get me in there.
I'd still rather get yelled at a little bit and just stay in my house and drink beer.
Would you rather?
Yeah, I'll get the eyeball every once in a while. How many's that? Don't worry about it.
Is there a certain number where you start getting the eyeball?
It's when, like, if she goes to empty the recycling bin into the garage and you hear it and you hear like the clinks and clanks, that's when it gets bad. It's usually the next day.
I think I tried dispersing all of mine when I spent the weekend with you.
Yeah,
I think I put like 7 here, 6 there. Because when Cousin Eddie's on the couch downstairs.
Just an avalanche of empties.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so what are we discussing today, Mike? On the
we this is kind of dirty.
Okay.
We got a message on our Facebook group, DVC Addicts.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that pulled up?
Yeah, you want me to read it?
Yeah.
This is from our guest, Rob. It says, thank you for the acceptance to the group. I've been listening to you ever since we got back from our first Disney trip religiously. To keep a long story short, I have been looking into getting DVC since we got back from our trip. We are childless with plans to have a family in the near future, so I thought, why not prepay for some of our vacations? See, that's smart. That I added. I'm going to editorialize a little bit. I think that was smart. All right. My wife said she is not into going every year or at the most every other year because of her want to travel to different places. My thought is to purchase a small 75-pointer and carry over borrow every other year or every third year. What are your thoughts on it? I'm waiting until January to see how low we can get a contract, thinking Saratoga. Thanks, and keep up the podcast. Makes my traffic commute worthwhile. Well, thank you for the message, first of all. And I like that. It's like a guy who goes like to the corner and is like, I'll just try just a little bit of heroin this one time.
Dip your foot in?
Just a little bit of heroin just to see how it feels.
A little 50 to 75 pointer.
Yeah. I mean, that's wishful thinking, and I like the thought process. You have the buzzwords down already. Prepay for vacations. That's smart.
That's selling to my wife.
Yeah, waiting to see how low it goes. I like that. So you went just one time and you're already like hooked on it. You want it bad.
Well, yeah. We went one time and funny enough, we didn't even stay on property.
Mm-hmm.
But we were in Orlando for 10 days. We did all 4 parks, and we spent a couple days just doing resort hopping only. Mm-hmm. And that's when I got hooked, because I thought, why can't we do this every year? We went to the booth, or we got caught in the booth in Disney Springs. We love Disney Springs, and talked to the guy there. And when we were talking to him, from what he was selling, I don't know if 35 grand was in the, basically what he was selling in the first place was in the ballpark for us. But like looking around, then I heard about the resale and everything like that. So that's kind of when I had the idea of getting a smaller contract, carrying over, borrowing. I've looked at a bit up. I don't know how people do it typically.
Yeah. I mean, I will say it is, I mean, hence the name, it's addicting. So you start going down and you're like, all right, we could do 7 nights with our 75 points every other year. And then you're there and you're like, well, we could do like 6 nights every year and still do something else because we already paid for it. So you start like negotiating against yourself, because you could still travel and do more. But I like the thought process of getting into it at a lower price point, waiting until the next year's dues come out, because that's usually when most people, not most, but there's a little bit of an uptick around the beginning of the year. People are a little cash poor after Christmas. They see those due payments coming in and they start panicking a little bit and like, yeah, we haven't used this thing in the last couple of years. Maybe we should post it.
Because you'll start seeing deals now because people want to start unloading them.
Yeah.
By the end of the year.
Right.
Because they don't want to pay their 26 annual dues.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. You'll start seeing more and more get posted. And then, now, were you looking Saratoga because you like the proximity to Disney Springs, or you just know it's a good like entry price point?
No, I like Saratoga. I like the fact that it was close to Disney Springs. When we stayed there, we stayed at the Drury, so we're a pretty close walk to Disney Springs.
Is that one of the good neighbors right across the street?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And you know what, we had dinner almost every night at Disney Springs, which we liked. So I like that, and I like golfing a lot. So I took a look. I know there's a golf course nearby,
Oh yeah.
and it's just I don't need to be in the bubble, but I like being around the bubble, which is what
He's going to be
drew
one of
me
our
to.
guys, isn't he? Can you
Yeah.
already tell 8-9 minutes in? He
Oh
likes
yeah.
golf. He was resort hopping. Yeah.
I don't
he's
need to
gonna
be sold.
He's going to be one of our guys. Now,
How much is?
let me
Yeah,
ask
go
you a
ahead.
question. Well, this was
Sure.
your first trip. Were you hooked immediately?
Yeah.
And your wife
By the end of it, I was.
but your wife's not hooked, is she?
She loves it, but she wants to see other places, which is my idea about the every second year, every third year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, she's down for it. It's just not an every year for her.
So let me give you another negotiation tactic here.
Yeah.
If we get 150 points, we can always rent them out on the years we don't want to go to Disney and use that rental money to help pay for our trips all to the other places she wants to go to. And then you have more points to use when you want to go. And then, those rentals just happen to never happen. And you start staying in 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms instead of studios. And then you just spend the money to go to the other places anyway.
Yeah.
Which is probably what will end up happening regardless if you start with that 75 or 50 pointer. I promise it won't be your only contract. That's the thing.
Yeah, I heard about that. Is Disney really cracking down on that rental from what I've read?
There's rumors. They haven't really done anything, and I don't think they're going to go after someone who has 1 or 2 contracts and they rent points every 2 or 3 years. It's more going to be someone that has 25 contracts and they're renting points on all of them all the time, where they can really hone in on it and try to stop it. But I mean, there's always the risk of that. I suppose they could really crack down on all rentals. They could put a stop to it if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Make it a lot more difficult. But I don't see that happening, because that's one of the selling points, is the flexibility. Yeah. They just don't want people using it as a business. So if you rent your points every couple years and take that, $3,000 from renting the points and use that towards your trip that you want to take that's not Disney, I don't think you're going to have any problems with it.
Yeah, because I think there's a lot of people who just have thousands of points and they never take a trip.
Right.
So the guy who has 150 and rents out 75, I don't even think you're anywhere near on their radar.
On the radar, yeah, I agree with that.
More for the guys who are just doing it as a business, hey?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
How far into your research have you gotten? Are you making like spreadsheets and PowerPoints to present to the wife, or are you like early on just kind of clicking links and just thinking about it?
No, I'm in. It's basically just said we're going to do it. It's just a matter of when.
Nice.
How did that meeting go with the tour guide? What was her reaction there?
With the one at Disney?
Yeah.
It was laid back. It wasn't anything. It wasn't a typical timeshare, I would say.
No, because I went on one early on too, and it was the same thing. They actually told us to think about it. We don't even want you to sign today. I mean, it was the most laid back sales presentation I've ever been a part of.
Yeah, I felt I got the same impression, and it's just the reason I was drawn to the resale. Like I don't need the perks. We're coming down from Hamilton once a year, so like a season pass and things like that doesn't matter to us, because it'll only be one time a year.
I agree.
So it's and to when you buy direct, I mean, with the Canadian dollar the way it is, it's just it becomes 35 grand becomes 50 in a second. So it just doesn't make sense for something like that direct, which is why I looked at the resale. It's just now it's more fine tuning, thinking use years and things like that. Because if I'm going to be buying on the used market, it obviously needs to be the price point at the use year, so it kind of narrows it down quite a bit, right?
You just have to wait. It'll come across the one you're looking for.
They pop up a lot, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna pop up. I mean,
What use year were you thinking about?
I was just gonna ask the same thing.
Yeah, so that was another question. My wife's a teacher, so we're really handcuffed to times a year.
Sure.
So it's July, August, we'd be going, maybe March, and then 2 weeks in December, maybe.
Gotcha.
So those are like the only times we'd be able to go. There's kind of not really in between on that.
So probably in August use year.
Well, the only thing with that,
do they have a September?
yeah,
They do. Yeah.
So the only problem with the use year that you want to avoid a use year where you might go at that time, because if you're booking a trip like July 30th through August 4th and you have an August use year, it messes up with the points because you have to use one use year as points for the first half of the trip and another use year as points for the second half of the trip.
Right.
But other than that, I don't see a ton of advantage or disadvantage. Obviously, the banking window comes into play.
What in the banking window? Do you have to do that within a couple months before they expire?
Yeah, it's like 5 months before. So I have a December use year, and my banking window is the end of July.
Okay.
So I have to bank my points by the end of July.
I don't know. It's 4 months because mine is June 1st, and mine is June use year, and I have to bank mine by January 30th, the last day of January.
Yeah.
So February, March, April, May. So you have a 4-month banking window.
Okay.
I mean, I know there's some people talk about like use year matters as far as like points being in holding and stuff like that, but I haven't really figured out the advantages or disadvantages. I did not pick December. I picked the contract, and now December is my use year. Like once I found a really nice contract that I liked, and it was at Saratoga, I made the offer, and once it was accepted and went through, then guess what? I'm a December guy now. So that's really what it came down to. I can't think of any like real big selling points for or against a use year that would make me avoid my first contract for any specific reason. That's my thought too. If you have the fixed date you're going to go anyway, the use year really shouldn't matter, right? Not much at all. Planned in advance already. Yeah, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. I'm sure some people will disagree, but I find it to not be a big hassle. And then, yeah, if you just get your, think of where you want, like the point level you want to be at and what you want to spend, then you'll be right in line at that point. And just go with whatever use here comes across your desk at that point. I'm at the point right now where I'm looking at an 80, but every month that I don't see the one that I get, there's just more money that goes into it. So the 80 contract might jump up to a 90 next month and 100, because I just keep on putting the money away for it, and it just keeps on adding up. So I will say, if you plan on going next summer, like if you want to buy a contract soon and going next summer, and I know being international, it could take a little bit longer with all like the paperwork and everything. You probably, if you want to use the points for this coming year in 2026, you probably do want to have an offer in not long after the beginning of the year, because it's going to take probably 2 to 3 months. Right. For everything to get finalized.
From when it's accepted to
in your
first refusal to having the points being loaded into your account.
Yeah. But again, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, I would just look at contracts and points and then go from there. And I would honestly, where you're at right now, talking about 75 to 100 points in that range,
Yeah.
the price per point isn't going to be a huge deal breaker for you either, because you're going to be around $100 at Saratoga, give or take $10 in either direction. But if you have 100 points, you end up paying $10 more. It's only $1,000 total more on the contract. It's not going to change anything. And if that's, I've talked to Mike about this. I wouldn't lose a really attractive contract over $1,000. I mean, if you were looking to buy 300 points and it was now you're talking real, big money. But 100 points or less, $10 one way or the other, I don't think is going to make or break it. Not for me. I wouldn't want to lose a really good contract, especially if you had like extra points loaded on or something like that over a few bucks. I wouldn't really, haggle over that if it were me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Once you find that really good one.
Now, what are you looking at? What resorts are you looking at? Is it just Saratoga?
I looked at Saratoga. I like Saratoga because of the Disney Springs and the golf course there.
And I'm going to say, obviously, you've never stayed there because that was your first trip and you stayed off campus. Did you visit when you did your resort hop?
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Did. We saw a bunch of them, and we went to dinner at Boma, and we did a bunch of stuff while we were down there, and I really liked Animal Kingdom when we were there.
Mm-hmm.
And but when I was looking at the fees on the Animal Kingdom, and I just thought they're substantially higher than Saratoga, maybe 20% higher.
Yeah, they're a couple bucks more. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I have a little thing on the computer there that I can check out the availability, and it seems like it's quite easy to book with Animal Kingdom, even if you have points in another resort. So I don't know, is there an advantage going there instead of Saratoga? You know what I mean?
I mean,
as a home resort,
Animal Kingdom has a good 11-month advantage because you get a chance at those value rooms, which you could really save points on if you stay in the value rooms. There's not a lot of them. They're hard to get. But you're only going to be able to get those at the 11-month mark.
Right.
But if you're not worried about that, if you're just trying to stay there in pretty much any room, you're not going to have a problem at Animal Kingdom or Saratoga at the 7-month. Like if those two are the main two you want to stay at, I would definitely buy at Saratoga because, like you said, the point maintenance fees are less. So you'll make out in the long run saving on maintenance fees.
Because you own it both, eh, Gary?
Yeah, those are my two home resorts, and it's definitely the Animal Kingdom one. You're right; it's a higher maintenance fee, but I've been able to use that 11-month booking window a couple times already to my advantage. I stay club level, and we're staying in the value room next year that you definitely wouldn't be able to get at the 7-month mark. So saving a lot of points that way, staying for 8 nights in a 1-bedroom for 174 points. That's pretty tough to do anywhere else if you don't own that 11-month.
That club level sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
It is. It is.
When I think about just being able to go and have a beer whenever I want,
it's nice.
Snack whenever you want.
Yeah, the club level is real nice, and it definitely, if you're going to do that, you're going to need more than 75 points, I'll tell you that.
That might be the reason I get a bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. That club level is so nice.
But if you do really want, if that's something that is very important to you, then you would need to own an Animal Kingdom because you're, especially coming from Canada, you're not going to be in Mike's shoes where he could find one night, open up, and book it.
No.
You know what I mean? At the club level, you're going to have to probably do a split stay and get a couple nights in club level and then a few nights somewhere else.
Yeah, that's my idea too. It might be worthwhile to bump it up to 100 and just bank and borrow for once every 2 years or 3 years to get those 1 or 2 bedrooms.
I mean, you're not going to hear much kickback from us if you want to get 100. We're going to be. We'll have you at 250 points by the end of this podcast.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what's the over under by the end
My
of the
wife
show?
would kick me out of here right now.
He started off saying 50 to 75. Now he's already at 100. I mean, we've only been recording for 20 minutes. So the thing is, I'm sure you've looked. That 100 points seems to be the magic number. You don't find a ton under that. But once you get to 100 and 110, a lot of people have 100 points. So you can find those contracts a lot more frequently than the 75 and 50 pointers.
Yeah,
and the small ones don't last either. So you got to really be ready to make an offer on anything under 100 because those get gobbled up normally pretty quickly because people just want to add on little contracts when they can.
Like, are you guys on that DVC for less, like every day looking for those small ones?
Oh, multiple times a day. I am. I don't know about Gary, but he gets the emails. But
I mean, I look. I'm not in the market at the moment, but I look.
Website multiple times a day. Yes.
Yeah.
I go in there on Saturdays after the work week. But I almost think I'm missing stuff if I go on Saturdays.
Yeah, you certainly are.
I mean, you could set up the email alerts if you go in on their website. I mean, that's the best thing. I'll just get an email and be like, "Hey, this fits your parameters. Check it out." And I'm like, click right on there. Even with that, I've been too slow. There's been a couple where I get the email and I made the offer, and they're like, "Oh, this one's already under contract." So you definitely can miss out on some really good ones.
They get eaten up right away.
Some of them do, and I don't know, Mike. Maybe you could speak more to this. I don't see any contracts loaded anymore. They're all stripped now.
Yeah, this Lonnie that I've been looking at for a while is loaded.
Yeah, see, I don't look at Olani, but like both of my contracts had banked points into the year, and now all the ones I see are all. You're lucky if you get the 2025 points on it anymore. The ones that go up for sale. So I think people are either using them up one last hurrah, or they're renting them out and then selling it after. So definitely. If you find one that has double points or something like that, those are going to go real quick, especially a small one. If you find a 100-pointer that has 200 points in the first year and then the 100 for the next year.
I'm going to the treehouse.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I was spoiled doing that for sure. But what other questions do you have about like searching or buying in or?
Yeah, it's I mean, because we're up here, are most of the brokers, I mean, I don't know, I'm not sure if you know it, but are they aware how to deal with the Canadians and
yes.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, they do a lot of international, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that's an issue. I know it just takes a little longer, but I don't think it would be out of the ordinary at all for them.
Okay.
I know that sometimes you can't finance though, right? If you're in.
Oh no, we'll pay cash.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna suggest that anyway, but I know everyone's situations are different. But
yeah, I think you're right though. I think there is a problem with financing.
Yeah, if you're international, I think you have to pay for it all up front.
Yeah, you just have to find a place that has a good exchange rate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a different animal than I'm used to dealing with.
Yeah, it's not fun sometimes. I
will say though, as much as it's nice getting a really good deal, I would regret it if I didn't do it as soon as I did. Like, don't just wait for the perfect deal. If you find one that's close to your ballpark, then I would say make the offer, because the sooner you have it and the sooner you start using it, you're going to be like, I wish I hadn't waited this long, because it's such a fun thing to have, especially if you like the resorts and you like Disney Springs. Once you start staying in those rooms, you're like, I can't believe I didn't do this sooner.
Yeah. I like the idea of bringing people with us too, you know?
Oh boy.
It's it just makes it more enjoyable, you know?
For sure. Once you start going and staying in the like the deluxe hotels, checking out the different ones, if you end up having kids and you bring the little ones, I think you're going to find more reason to get more points and probably more buy-in from all parties included on that, because it just is such an easy thing.
I mean,
because you want to go anyway. You want to take your kids to Disney all the time because it's such a fun experience to see it through their eyes. And then having your hotel room prepaid for and being able to stay at the nicer hotels and like getting the kids involved in where you want to stay. Like, that's basically our topic of discussion at dinner every day, is like, what are your top 5 resorts you want to stay at and stuff like that. So it's
you constantly keep them engaged, huh?
Yeah, it's fun to have that opportunity, because just a few years ago, if my kids told me they wanted to stay at the Contemporary and the Polynesian, I would have said, well, that ain't happening because it's too much money. But now we could do it because of DVC. So it's really, it does make things a lot easier, in my opinion.
Is that hard, Gary, getting in those places? Like when do you typically go? Because you're not in Florida either, right? So
no, I'm in Rhode Island. So we go in July pretty much.
Okay.
And,
that's when we went. We went like right after the your long weekend, July 4th.
Yeah.
And so is it difficult to get places with like your sleep around points if you're?
I haven't had any issues yet on those weeks. What you do is you just book your home resort on the dates you want to go, and then be ready to go at that 7-month window to change. And if not, then you stay at your home resort.
Right.
That time.
That's easy to do. You just.
Oh yeah. You just modify. You just have to make sure you have the right amount of points ready if you're going to stay somewhere else and be ready to bank and things like that. But I guess that's where the use here would come into effect, right, Mike? So if you booked like Saratoga at your 11-month and then your 7-month window opens up and it's past your banking time for your use year, you could get messed up with like the points if you've already banked them, or if you need to bank them after you modify, right?
Say that again.
If you modify at your 7-month mark and it's past your banking window for your use year, that could mess you up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have December, and I haven't run into any issues with the December use year going in the summer. I would probably stay away from the August, just in case you wanted to go near the end of July and the beginning of August, because you don't want to, have your trip go over 2 use years, because then you have to make 2 separate reservations, I think, through DVC using the different points for the use years. But outside of that, I don't think you'd have any issues with any of the use years.
And not to get ahead of myself, but say I do get another contract after the first one, is it smart to get it in the same use year? You know what I mean? Like, or am I going crazy going, say if I have a December and then getting a March use year after that? Like, it doesn't work that way.
You'll hear people that have done that and they say that it's not a big deal. And then you hear some people that have done it and said it's a logistical nightmare, because then you have 2 different banking windows. You have 2 different booking windows to choose from and things like that. 2 different pools of points, and they don't always play nice together depending on how you're booking it. I don't want to deal with that, so I'm going to stick with my one use year.
Is that you too, Mike, or like you have?
I have the same use year. I have two home resorts with the same use year.
Okay.
But if you saw a Grand Cal, I don't
That would
think
be a
you'd care
different
about
beast.
use year. Yeah,
That's
like,
correct.
You're just going to hop on that one in any use year because you're only going to use it for that anyway. It's almost like a separate entity for you.
Correct.
And if you have a Saratoga, is it pretty much impossible to get a Grand Cal anyway?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You're
hard.
saying to get into Grand Cal with your Saratoga?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's so hard to get in there at the 7-month. So hard to get in there at the 7 months.
Is it the same for the Grand Floridian too, Mike? No.
Because they have more rooms. Grand Cal doesn't have any inventory. That's the problem.
Okay.
And there's a lot more. There's not as many other rooms either out there to choose from.
Right.
But I feel like at your 7-month, you can get into pretty much any resort at the 7-month. You just might not get the category you're looking for.
Well, I almost thought I was like blessed that my wife's a teacher, because when we went in July, it was almost quiet after that July 4th weekend.
Yeah,
like
it's really slowing down in the summer up there.
It was
there where you are.
It was like it was hot, but it wasn't unmanageable, So but it really didn't seem that busy in all the parks. It didn't seem that busy in all the resorts. It was. I figured it would be more busy then, but
it was pretty slow. I was there at the same time, so yeah, it was definitely pretty slow.
Yeah.
But I would say just buy where you want to stay, for sure. People say it's kind of like a cliche, but I would never want like that Copper Creek contract because I don't really care to stay there, so it wouldn't give me any advantage. I'd be kind of disappointed if I got quote unquote stuck staying there. Whereas my Saratoga, if I get stuck staying at Saratoga as my backup because I book it 11 months, I'm not going to be disappointed because I love Saratoga.
Yeah, you like that one, eh?
So it definitely makes a difference. And I mean, you've done the research. You see the price per point. Saratoga is pretty good. And then the maintenance fees also are pretty good at Saratoga. I think it's a really good entry into it. I don't think you can really go wrong with a Saratoga contract.
Yeah, it looked like a good value.
You have any other questions, Mike?
No, just so the two resorts you're looking at are Saratoga and Animal Kingdom, with Saratoga coming in front.
Yeah, I would say so, Mike. I mean, I looked at that when we were there. I looked at the Riviera, and that looked awesome.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely awesome. But I just don't like the fact that you can't go anywhere else.
Now, is that what were they? I'm meaning to ask you, what are they pushing as far as the direct? Are they pushing Riviera still hard because they want to close it out, or is it more Polynesian?
No, it was the Poly.
Was it
that they were really pushing hard when I was there?
Because Riviera is going to sell out soon anyway, so they don't really have to push that hard right now.
Yeah. It was mostly the Poly Tower, because we saw the guy at Disney Springs and he had the whole miniature Poly there when we were.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when we were there.
Anything else, Rob? Any other questions you have for us, or?
No, this was awesome. Like I love listening to you guys. I'm looking forward to getting our contract. I know it's going to happen soon. I'm hoping we'll hit a lower price point just in December or January, something like that, and see how it goes.
Now, did you get the permission slip signed? Because if there's a good deal, you're going to have to get it locked and loaded, or are you going to have to run it back to her?
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. You pull the trigger and then ask for forgiveness after.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's a good thought process, because it could be gone in an hour, right, Gary?
Yeah, that's going to be in my little notes when I give that reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Because I think the other good thing is, did she hear that? Did she get sticker shock with the 35,000 from the direct? And you're like, oh, look at this deal. Look what I did for us. You could come home as a hero.
Yeah, I saved you $25,000.
Yeah.
You know what, Mike? It was mostly about just not going every year. It wasn't the fact of just getting it. It was just the fact that because we do like going other places. Like we like going to Italy when we went, and Mexico and all these different places. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah. So as long I just like it to have it, and I work a lot, so having it will just ensure I can actually take it as a vacation. So it'll force me to as well.
Yeah, that's something that I don't really talk about, but I do like that. It forces us to go and have those trips that have been really fun, and even the ones that we don't go to the parks and go crazy. It's like we're still away and hanging out and having
vacation.
A good time. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Mike, you want to bring us home?
Yeah, bring us home. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at DVC Addicts. Email the show info@addictedtodvc.com and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For my cousin and co-host Gary in Rhode Island and our guest Rob up in Canada, I'm Mike in sunny Southwest Florida. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.